Hip Hop and R&B on 103.5 The Beat. I'm Tony MC in the place to be. And right now I'm sitting with my homie, King Tetrus.
Check. Peace, blessings, all the above. Man, I'm happy to be here finally,
Yes,
bro.
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I know. We've been trying to get this in for a minute, man.
Yeah. I'm super excited.
How you feeling, man? I know
I'm
you just said
feeling
you're
good.
excited, but I know you got a lot more feeling than that.
I'm feeling good. I am feeling great. Like, it's been kind of a crazy 7-week journey, but the music's doing well, the numbers are doing well. People actually don't think it sucks, so that's kind of like a benefit, you know.
Word.
Yeah, man, feel good. Just kind of came out this morning, and I'm just excited to finally like show people that the growth and the passion and kind of all that kind of good stuff. So
That's what's up,
super
man.
excited, man.
Now, obviously, you got a whole record about that, and we're gonna get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I want to let the people know a little bit more about you, like how you got your start and all that. So, first of all, man, like just let the people know like who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am King Tetrus, your average overachiever, Miami born and raised, like the native son. I like the biggest bro you'll ever meet and from Miami. If you're from Miami, you know exactly what that means.
What part?
So I grew up closer to the beach, but I went to high school in Kendall.
Okay, dope.
All right. So like from one bro to one other bro, like that's the bro area a little bit. So grew up having a passion for like music and sneakers, and decided to start rapping. And I guess I was pretty active in college, more so on like band meets rap, almost like gym class heroes kind of energy or whatever. And then in 2021, quarantine hit, and decided let's go make some music.
So you started during COVID, during that pandemic time.
Yeah. It was the craziest thing. I decided I wanted to do music, and my beard connected. It was like the most wild like occurrence ever. I never grew facial hair up until that moment. I was waiting for my growth spurt. It has not happened yet, but like I feel passionate.
At least the beard connected. That's all that matters.
Well, there's still time. There's still time. Always chase your dreams. I'm living proof. Just chase the dream. So, I'm by myself in quarantine for hours and hours and hours, and I decided like I have to do something with my time, right? And I tried biking, I tried running, I tried like becoming like a like Instagram chef and all that other stuff. And all of those I hated. All of those I hated. My cardiovascular wasn't good for the first two. I almost died.
So you're keeping none of that up nowadays.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm on the chubby and lovely train. Okay. You know what I mean? Chubby and lovely. That's it. You know what I mean? Big dime piece energy. You know what I'm saying?
This guy's a comedian too, y'all.
Actually, I did start before music. I did stand-up comedy.
Oh, there you go.
Before I did music, but I just always had a passion for music, and it kind of felt like with everything going on in the world at that time, it was like, hey, let's go ahead and make some music. And then I meet my guy Beatwave. Shout out to Miami Beatwave.
Shout out to Beatwave.
It was like, we always laugh that I went to the Beatwave school for kids that don't make music good. You know what I mean? Like the Zoolander thing.
Like Zoolander.
Yeah, like just like Zoolander. Actually, this will be my senior year working with him. So
okay. Graduation coming soon.
So it's just it's been an interesting time frame. And then I had some success with the first project, and then I was like, I got to get good at this. Like I can't really just
let it fall off.
Yeah. A lot of time and effort and money and emotion put into it, and dropped another project, I guess 2023, on the cusp of 2024. And then that one did really, really, really well. Went from like 0 to charting on Apple, and debuted number 2 globally, which was kind of crazy to even say out loud. As I say it, I feel like
big.
I hate that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I was watching this, I'd be like, F that guy. Right? Like, but yeah, that's kind of what it was. And then just passion, and, the motto is, keep working, it's working, and just making good music that makes you feel good. And that's kind of it. If on a personal level, like I'm just normal pretty much. 3 older sisters that kick my behind all the time. And then we'll have a passion for sports and all things Miami. So
dope, man.
So yeah.
Oh, that's dope. Well, talk about making your first record. Like, what was that experience like for you?
Okay, now, do you want to know about my first record or like the first record in quarantine? Because those are two totally different humans.
Listen, I'm down to hear both.
Okay. Because I like you, I won't lie to you. Okay. I'm going to be honest. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to be honest. My first, I don't know who I was. Like, it's ironic that you're wearing a G Unit like t-shirt right now. I think my preppy private school ass thought I was in G Unit for like the first record, right? Like heavy selling drugs, heavy shooting guns. I might have even smacked some people in the song, right? Like, I think that one was like, let me write the hardest rap that I've ever rapped in, like, I didn't live any of those words, right?
Okay.
So I actually have that on recording.
What's the title? Oh, that bad, huh?
Die for Your Hood. That was the name of the first song that I was on. Die for Your Hood.
Sounds like a lot of screaming involved.
You know, I'm not really sure, where I came off of that, but like that was a wild year when I first started. I don't know. You know, I was listening to a lot of like G Unit, Mobb Deep, and like that type of thing, Get It Back in Blood.
Okay.
Except that I was listening to that on the way to tennis practice. So it's kind of like you can't really
I got you.
You know
It didn't really connect. It
didn't really connect.
Okay.
Right. So God, what was who the nicest will make you a believer, put you in a Ziploc, hide you in the back of the freezer, like something like that. It's still catchy, still bars.
Still bars.
You know what I mean? Still bars, right? But if you looked in the back of my freezer, there would be like Go-Gurts or like or like low fat ice cream or something, right? You know what I mean? It's no
every high school kid's dream, huh?
Yeah. Like I was doing a lot back then, so it just was the passion, and then you go through that weird moment of, do I sound like this? Like getting used to hearing your own voice.
Right.
Like, do I sound like that? So, it was an interesting kind of experience, but it sparked the passion. And most of the people that I grew up rapping with were from New York. So
naturally,
when people listen to the music, they're like, there's a lot of like up north influence and all that, right? And it was like, that's my introduction to hip hop was very much up north, and then it like came down south, what I mean? So that was I actually have many recordings of yesteryear freestyles, and like I've heard them a couple of times in the car, and I'm like, who was that guy? Who's that guy?
Now let's talk about the first official record then.
All right, cool. So the first official record, Timeless, which is out, is my guy Citation Sounds. I shout out to Draz. I was doing like a whole bunch of ciphers, and then he came up to me and was like, "Yo, I got this beat. You should do something to it." And I was like, "All right." I don't know how to count bars. I don't know when a hook starts. I don't know anything. I just was like, all right. So we're in the studio. He tells me check, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's just Ferrari out the gate. And he had to like teach me how to make the music, but he was so like shocked with the amount of energy that it was, right? Still to this day, like when we perform, that's probably my favorite song to perform because it's like Bat Out of Hell, straight energy, like the DJ kind of does his thing there. So I love to perform that song. So if you ever see me out and I say this is my favorite song, that's the one. So Timeless. And it was more so like in response to everyone listening to my music and being like, "You're from Miami? You don't sound like you're from Miami." You know what I mean? Or like, "You don't dress like you're from Miami," or any of that. And I'm like, I literally wear Miami stuff every day. Like if you ever see me out, I'm always wearing something from Miami. Right. So that's probably one of my favorite records I've ever made. For sure.
So now fast forward a little bit. You dropped your first project.
Yes, right? Yes. Peace and blessings.
Word. So that's actually one of my favorite projects from you. I mean, obviously it's the only one right now, the only big commercial one, but that was the one that really like impacted me. Talk about the making of that project.
Oh man. So a lot of that was made from heartbreak, right? Like it started off as such like I want a rap album, right? And that's why like the tone of it's in the beginning is very much like rap. So you have like Dreams Coming True. and then you'll have, you know, US1, and then, you know, all of the like rapper kind of things. And then the tone of it switches to very much like Heartbreak, because I went through a bad breakup during that time.
Okay.
And all of it was made literally or written on the floor of my apartment, just for hours and hours a day, just like bringing the same beat back, working with a couple different select producers, with my guy Mighty Healthy. Shout out to Healthy. He just did a joint with Wu-Tang Clan, so like I'm super happy for him. You know what I mean? And some Kanye placements and stuff like that. Shout out to Healthy. And I just wanted to be as honest as I possibly could. All right. And I think the first part of rapping is, can you put words together? Right? Like, how well can you quote unquote rhyme words? Right? And then the second part is like, how well can someone, like, how can you imprint your soul on these beats? And I think like that was one of the big things I wanted to work on during Peace and Blessings, was like, how do I tell my story and give you more insight to what you don't already know, from Out of Tokens. Got with my manager Manny. He and I met like halfway through the process.
Okay.
And to screen records, worked with Beatwave to make them as sonically big as possible, and worked with my guy Wally West on marketing. And then we dropped US1 right before that.
Word, that's my favorite song off that album.
Oh, really? yeah. Check. So yeah, US1 dropped off that. And what's so crazy is that like I had that on my first album, and then we decided not to put it on there. Right?
Oh, word.
And then I like brought it to Beatwave, and he was like, we should throw it away. Right? And I was like, no. I don't know, man. I feel like people are going to like this. Right? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, but like people outside of Miami aren't going to know. And I'm like, well, we're going to know. You know what I mean? Like the city's going to know. And it dropped, and it's still like the big, I think we're almost at 600,000+ on that song. Right? Like just pushing and pushing and pushing. So, just how do I put my soul on there, and then working with people or creating a team that can help me, balance whatever deficiency I may have, and, smile through it. So it was probably the most fun process, was putting it out there. And then, you know, I usually come out with projects on my birthday. So when Peace and Blessings dropped, we were cutting an ad for the project, and then the next morning, you know, we had pushed a little bit, you know what I mean? But we're not millionaires. There's not billionaire budget for marketing, but we did the best we could. And then we were like, oh, you know, it would be kind of cool if we chart. It would be kind of cool if it's well received. You know, what are our expectations coming out the gate? And then it debuted number 2, right? It was like Drake and then me. And I was like, what is happening? You know what I mean? So it was just proof that, you know, if you make good music, regardless if you're Drake or if you're me, people will actually find it if it's actually good. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I feel like you had a lot of people that were behind you, supporting you. You know, one of the people that I think that you had said that you had worked with was Jerobi White on that record. He had a little bit of influence. Talk about that.
So I actually met Jerobi from early ages in quarantine. Okay, so they used to do a party at Tomorrowland on Sundays, and it was like the DJ Collective. It was Tillery James, Six Mills, DJ Classic, and then Jerobi White. Dope. Right? So, I mean, you can hear my music and know that I'm a Tribe Called Quest baby. You know what I mean? Like,
word, yeah.
So like, I always think that it's like, without Tribe, you don't get Pharrell, you don't get Kanye, you don't get like a lot of these acts that really focus on like the soul portion of the music. And when he and I met, I was like fanboying a little bit, because I was like, dude, when I was a little kid, my older sister had a picture of Jerobi White and the rest of the Tribe in her bedroom. Okay. Really awkward to see him like as an adult. You know what I mean? Because like that's like he's like a teenager, and I'm like, yeah, you know, like this is Jerobi White, right? So I actually came to one of their parties. I told them that I rap, and Tillery literally looked at me and goes, yeah, here's the mic. Didn't hear me rhyme ever before. He just looked at me and said, let's rap. So that turned into like a 5-10 minute like freestyle, just me in front of a bunch of people that I'd never met before, kind of show and prove. And then when we were looking to do US1 and Travolta versus Jackson, we had like, just send it to him, just kind of give your take, where, what's your perspective, anything that you want to change, anything from like an impact standpoint. And he was very, very, very good about like letting us into the inner circle there. So shout out to big bro over there, man. He definitely helped me kind of find the motion there.
Yeah, that's what's up. Mm-hmm. So then from there, you dropped a project. You dropped a couple other records, over the past couple of months, right? Mm-hmm. So like Miami, I believe.
So Miami like.
So Miami like.
Come on, bro. This is Miami. So we don't say things like that. You know what I mean?
So talk about that record.
So this is why like we tell artists, everyone says just release what you have in your hard drive, bro. Like, it's super important. Sometimes you can't curate perfection. Like, it just let it off, right? We went and like, we were trying to be so calculated with our releases and trying to be super controlling of what the impact would be, right? Because there's limited funds. So like, you can't really afford missteps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you it's almost like you get paid on Friday, you pull out the money, and then lose it, and then it's like you can't go back to the well.
Right.
Like you're just stuck for 14 days. Not that I've been there, but I've been there. I kind of live there. So whatever, Mighty Healthy, my guy has been sending, it's like super ironic. We just went through another listening party, and he kept looking at me. He's like, I gave you this record, or I looked at you, I wanted you to have this record. And I was just like, have stuff on my hard drive. We worked with a lot of people at Spotify. Worked with a lot of people with marketing, and they were like, bro, you're going to lose like everything you had just because of you haven't dropped this record, right?
Wow.
Like the algorithm's not going to be nice to you if you don't drop something, right?
Wow.
So we had the record for months, and I was like, we would, our team and we would sit there and be like, all right, we should come out with this one. And the records that I wanted to come out with, I'm so happy I didn't, because like, not that they're bad, they're just not reflective of my energy currently, right? They were kind of like, I cut my life into pieces, kind of thing,
Mad
like,
emo.
Yeah, like mad emo, like Frank Ocean meets Papa Roach. Like,
wow,
who hurt you, bro?
I would never expect that from you.
Because my energy is very much happy and feel good. Shameless plug, and we just wanted to have some fun. So Mighty's like, put this out. I go to my team, I'm like, we're gonna put this out. We had very little expectations of it. But I was like, I just want to rap. Like, I don't want to make like a concept record. If you're from Miami, the 2 words that most people say more than anything is bro and like, right? So I wanted to make a song just how I was feeling. We happened to be at like Flanagan's, and we heard some Miami girls talking, and they're like, yeah, like, no, like for real, like, no, right? But like, so Miami, like, and we just had fun with it, and we dropped the record, and then our numbers boosted like a lot from that, with no money, nothing pushing, anything like that. And then that's the record that got us some noting, or I guess when we started getting noticed by the higher ups and some of the people at the label, it was from So Miami Like. So it was just crazy.
So that kind of like segued into where you're at right now, right?
Yeah.
Because you've got the record right now, Feel Good.
Feel Good.
This is your first record that's distributed through Roc Nation, correct?
Yes, sir.
So talk about how that deal came together, and the inspiration behind the record.
Sure. So I will say we recorded Feel Good a little while ago, and it was coming out of, yet again, like a little bit of a dark place mentally, right? And I was just like, I got to do something. I got to figure this out. I was like 400 pounds pregnant. Like I was like, like at least 6 years pregnant, right? Like at least minimum.
This guy said I was overweight.
Yeah. 400 pounds pregnant. I look at some of those pictures and I'm like, oh my God, Greg, like chubby and lovely. You're pushing obese and rest in peace, right? Like I was not well at all, So wrote some records to Feel Good, and I was really passionate about the song. So we created an insane amount of videos, content, anything like that, right? Probably we should have been doing that for every song, but we put a lot of time and effort into making that happen. On the heels of So Miami Like, we get kind of a message saying, "Hi, we're with Roc Nation," and I was like, "Bull."
Oh yeah, one of them scammers. You think?
Hey, whatever. They reached out. We set up a call. And they were like, "Hey, we want you guys to come up to New York." And then I was like, "For what?" You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What do you doing up here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So we set everything up. We get everything going, and it was like the most nerve-wrackingly, amazingly funny, awesome moment of my life. Right. It was like almost. How do I put this in ways? Okay, this is how it feels, and I don't think this is the only way I can describe it. It's almost like you're at like the grocery store and like you're in line. Okay, you see a really good looking girl, right? Really good looking girl. Her body's incredible from behind, right? And she turns around and she's a goddess in the face too. It was like, what?
Oh, that's perfect package.
Thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you. Right, I will take that BOGO. You know what I mean? Right. So that's exactly how it felt. So we get to the Roc Nation building. We're off the train, okay? Manny is from up north. I lived in New York for a little bit. Our content guy lives in New York, right? So we're all off the train pretending like this isn't a big deal. And we get to the building and I probably cried like a black mom at graduation. Like I was like, I cannot believe I'm here right now, right?
Yeah.
4 Suburbans outside, security everywhere. You walk in, there's like a statue to Jay-Z doing like the dynasty sign in bronze. And I'm like, yeah, it's no big deal. You know what I mean? No big deal. I'm just a kid from Miami, no big deal. And we walk in, we do our meeting with zero understanding of like what I'm supposed to say or anything like that. You know what I mean? So I just start defaulting to jokes and rapping. Pretty much the only 2 things I do well. And at least I thought. So we perform Feel Good. They look at us and they're like, "Yep, that's the one. Let's go with that." Right. And I was like, "That's it? Like my life's going to change?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's it. This is the one." Right. And I was like, "Oh, all right, cool, man." Cool, man. And then we got home. Freaked out and realized probably last night the times that I prayed and worked for, all of the moments of being overlooked, all of the moments where people were like, "Oh, he's not that good," right? Because I came into music kind of late, you know what I mean? So it's like, "Oh, he's the new guy. Oh, I don't think he's that good. I don't get the look. I don't get his positivity or the wave or the jokes or anything like that," right? The parents being like, because the one thing black parents always want their son to do is rap. I don't know if you know that. Like that's their dream. Every black mom in America is like, I want my kid to rap, right? Just like how dads want their girls to be strippers. Same difference. So, kind of like making mom proud. Shout out to moms, and the sacrifices like from dating, like nobody applauds you unless you do something, right? So everyone looks at you crazy that you're doing this thing, and like you've kind of got to take these losses or these moments on the chin because you're falling in love with something you don't know is ever going to love you back, right? So like those nights sitting on the floor, writing on the coffee table, writing wherever I'm going, and just like investing in something you never know it's going to return was not until like I got back home, and then literally yesterday it was like all worth it, So to have the opportunity to have someone have the opportunity to get into the building and have people say like, "I believe in this guy," right, is very telling. And once they let me in, I'm gonna kick the door down. So it's been really great, and I really can't say enough or even express the level of like gratitude now turning into like, "Oh, y'all done messed up." Oh, y'all done messed up.
Oh man, so that means we definitely got more coming.
Yeah, bro, we got, I literally spoke to the team today. I was like, when's the next, what are we dropping next, right? Like we already have all the videos and stuff for Feel Good, Everyone, please go stream and run those numbers up. Please make me look good. And so the next records, coming up. That one's gonna be a lot more fun. Okay. That one's gonna be because I feel like So Miami is like a rapper's favorite song. You know what I mean? Feel Good is a little bit shifting the energy where it's like thankful and blessed and all that other stuff. And then the next record is going to be a lot more fun to like showcase personality and kind of all that stuff. So I think it'll be our easiest way for us to sell our souls. You know what I mean? Sell out completely, completely just sell out, just find my face on billboards and that type of thing. So, yeah.
So outside of the records, like, is there anything else that's coming up that you want to tell everybody about?
So professional modeling, I'm still open for it. Still open for it.
Into that?
You know what I mean? I'm open for it. You know what I mean? Okay. No one's like offered at all. Like I've not gotten any messages, any DMs about me being professional modeling. I got a pickleball, anybody want to get out there and play some pickleball? I duck, no smoke. Let's see. Oh, you mean like music wise? I thought you were just asking like overall. My bad. Small tangent. No, I'm just joking. But I'm serious about both of those things. Okay. I just want to be clear. Want to be clear on both of those. Saturday we have the Only Dade Cinco de Mayo party. I don't know when this is coming out, but if it comes out before then, cop your ticket. It's going to be at Lincoln's Beard. Shout out to DJ FN. And all the Drink Champs peoples.
Miss Mauricio definitely on the lineup too.
Yeah. I was going to get there. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. Not shameless dropping plug. The ball. Good for you, bud. Good for you. This guy's media trained, huh? Not so bad. So we got that show. And we're supposed to be putting on a show later on this month at Casa Tiki. So as like an invite only, you'll be invited. Some of y'all might be invited. Just to kind of push some things. But for us right now, is just hit the ground running, right? And just like not
focus on the record.
Just not lose any steam or not lose any excitement. Our motto is keep working, it's working. And the Roc Nation motto is greatness is a process, right? But my favorite thing I've been saying lately is you can't coach effort, right? So like
that's deep.
Let's just put as much effort as we possibly can. We can't control if people like everything. We can't control all of the, the feedback, but we can't control our effort, right? So if I can control it, then, we'll put gas or foot to metal and keep it going. So, but the show on Saturday, super excited to rock with my brother Iconic and some other of South Florida's best and brightest and everything else. More music coming soon.
That's what's up, man. So before we wrap, is there anything that you want to leave the fans with? Any kind of words or, any kind of bars or anything that you want to let the fans know before we wrap up?
Okay, cool, man. Buy some merch. Buy some merch. Okay. Stuff's expensive out here. Rent's expensive, right? I'm being serious. Please buy some merch. KingTetrus.com/shop. And you're never too old or too young to try. I think that's probably the best thing that I can say. It's like how I'm looking at things. It's like I'm like the walk-on your college team. I'm the walk-on unrestricted free agent on your pro team that happens to get a starting spot, right? So if there's something that you're passionate about, if there's something that you want to try, do it.
I'll let the people know where they can follow you at.
You can follow me everywhere like the air, King_Tetrus, King Tetrus on all streaming platforms and all socials. Hopefully y'all can join the family. Peace, blessings. Check.
Dope. You already know who it is. Tony MC out here. And this has been another conversation with King Tetrus.
Check.
Peace.